The legend is back, but not in the way you remember it, because the 2026 Mitsubishi Pajero is not just a car. It's a story, a legacy, and a bold announcement to the automotive world that some icons never die. They just return stronger, sharper, and with a message to everyone else who dared to forget them. And today we're going to peel back every layer of this reborn machine, uncovering secrets, shocking details, and hidden surprises that make it more than just another SUV. So sit tight, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see Mitsubishi forever. And trust me when I say you'll want to stay until the very end. Because halfway through this review I'm going to reveal something so unexpected about the Pajero's price that it will leave you stunned. And by the time we finish you'll know whether this SUV is simply a comeback or a declaration of dominance. And if you're watching on What Wheel, make sure you're subscribed, because what's coming is as big as the Pajero itself. Now let's dive into what makes this 2026 version so special. Starting with the history, because the Pajero isn't just a name. It's a legacy that began in the early 1980s, became a Dakar rally champion, carved a place in off-road history, and defined Mitsubishi as a brand of grit and determination. Yet in recent years it vanished, leaving fans to wonder if it would ever return. And when Mitsubishi finally pulled the curtains off the 2026 Pajero, the entire industry held its breath, because this wasn't a simple facelift or a minor update. This was the rebirth of a legend, and the way they've done it shows they've been carefully studying the market, the rivals, and the fans' expectations. So what we're looking at is not just an SUV, but a statement. And the first thing you'll notice is the design, because the Pajero 2026 is a balance of heritage and modern aggression. Its stance is wider, bolder, with a new dynamic shield front grille that stretches like armor across the nose, sharp LED matrix headlights that seem to stare back at you like a predator in the night, and sculpted body lines that tell you this SUV means business. The proportions are muscular but not oversized, giving it that sweet spot between urban elegance and raw off-road dominance. And as you walk around it, you see details like the flared wheel arches, the blacked-out trims, and the bold Pajero badging proudly displayed, reminding everyone that this is not a new player. This is the return of a king. Now some SUVs today try too hard to look futuristic, others cling too desperately to nostalgia, but the Pajero 2026 blends both. It looks modern yet timeless, and that's one of its first big wins, because fans of the classic Pajero will recognize its DNA instantly, while new buyers will see a sharp, competitive design that stands tall against Land Cruiser, Patrol, and even luxury rivals like the Range Rover. But the outside is just the start, and here's where things get interesting, because under that bold skin lies engineering that proves Mitsubishi isn't here to play games. They're here to fight, and fight hard, with a powertrain lineup that includes a newly developed 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 delivering around 380 horsepower and over 500 Nm of torque, paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission, and of course Mitsubishi's legendary Super Select 4WD2 system, enhanced with AI-driven terrain response modes that can predict wheel slip and adapt torque distribution before you even notice a loss of grip, making it not only capable but intelligent. And here's where the twist comes in. Mitsubishi has also introduced a hybrid version, a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired with a powerful electric motor that combines for nearly 330 horsepower but with efficiency figures that rival smaller crossovers, meaning the Pajero 2026 isn't just about brute force, it's about smart force, giving you the choice of raw performance or greener adventure without compromising capability. And when I tested it over rugged terrain, it didn't just climb, it conquered, powering over rocks, sand, and muddy tracks with the same confidence that made its Dakar victories possible. And you realize quickly this isn't marketing hype, it's DNA. But here's the real kicker. Mitsubishi didn't stop at off-road strength. They knew the Pajero also needed to step into the luxury SUV space. And that's why when you step inside, you're greeted by an interior that has been completely reimagined. Yes, it's short and simple to describe, but that's the beauty. It's clean, premium, and practical, with leather-appointed seats, a wide 15-inch infotainment screen, a fully digital cockpit, and just enough wood and metal accents to feel elegant without being pretentious. And for families, it's got 3 rows with flexible seating, a panoramic sunroof, wireless charging pads, and one of the best sound systems Mitsubishi has ever put in a car. But the thing that stands out most is how much quieter and smoother the cabin feels compared to older Pajeros, because Mitsubishi has gone heavy on insulation and adaptive suspension, meaning you could drive this car through chaos outside and still feel like you're in a private lounge. So whether you're taking it to the desert dunes or pulling up at a luxury hotel, the Pajero feels equally at home, and that's something not all SUVs can truly claim. Now here's the twist I promised, because everything so far sounds premium, strong, and maybe expensive, and you're probably thinking this car is going to cost you somewhere in the $90,000 $100,000 range like a Land Cruiser or a luxury SUV. But no, Mitsubishi shocked the market with its price strategy, launching the base version of the Pajero 2026 starting at just $55,000, with the hybrid variant around $60,000, and even the fully loaded flagship trim topping out under $70,000, which is not only competitive but a complete disruption, because it delivers the capability of rivals at tens of thousands less. And this is where things get really fascinating, because Mitsubishi isn't just bringing back a legend, they're bringing it back in a way that makes it accessible again, almost like a gift to the loyal fans who waited all these years, and a challenge to the market that thought the Pajero was gone for good. But let's not just talk about numbers, let's talk about feel, because when you drive the Pajero 2026, you immediately sense the balance between old-school toughness and new-school refinement. The steering is precise but not numb, the suspension adapts quickly between comfort and stiffness depending on terrain, and the acceleration is surprisingly quick for such a large SUV, hitting 0 to 60 mph in just under 6.5 seconds for the V6 version. And when you push it on highways, it cruises with the grace of a luxury car, but when you take it off the road, it transforms into a beast, and that duality is what makes it so captivating. Now here's where the Pajero adds another twist: technology, because Mitsubishi has infused it with features you'd expect from premium brands. Adaptive cruise control, lane centering, 360-degree cameras, night vision, off-road drone connectivity that lets you scout trails ahead using an integrated drone system. Yes, you heard that right, the Pajero actually offers a drone companion package, making it one of the most futuristic adventure vehicles you can buy. And that's where you see Mitsubishi isn't just copying rivals, they're innovating in ways nobody expected. And when you put all of this together, the design, the power, the luxury, the tech, and the price, you realize the Pajero isn't just back, it's rewriting the rules, and that's why fans, reviewers, and even competitors are shocked, because Mitsubishi was counted out of the SUV game, yet here they are dropping one of the most compelling SUVs of the decade. And for families it's safe too, loaded with next-gen airbags, reinforced frame structure, and advanced driver assistance that earned it 5-star safety ratings globally. So whether you want it as a family hauler, an off-road warrior, or a statement piece in the city, it adapts, and adaptation is the secret of its survival, because the Pajero is proof that legends don't just survive, they evolve. And in 2026, it feels like Mitsubishi took everything people loved about the Pajero, fixed everything they didn't, and then added features nobody expected, from hybrid tech to luxury touches to futuristic tools, making it not just a revival but a revolution. And if you've been wondering whether to consider it, the answer is simple, because the Pajero is no longer just an SUV, it's a promise that when Mitsubishi builds a legend, they mean it. And with that, if you're watching this on What Wheel and you love seeing deep reviews of cars that shock the market, make sure you hit subscribe right now, because we've got more legends, more secrets, and more brutal reviews coming your way. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's next, because just like the Pajero, some stories are too big to ignore.